There's a significant change in the way the learning task has been conducted, especially when we look and compare it to our traditional method of doing traditional method of conducting a collaborative activity like through Fishbowl versus doing conducting a collaborative activity in the more recent and a new of in a more advanced and technologically up to date sense, that is using the Blackboard. If looking at the traditional method, the fishbowl discussions, the students have to be in one location. There needs to be a plenty of time and space for the teachers and the students to move the tables around and adjust them accordingly. It's hard to keep track of it. So, and then second, it's really hard to keep track of who is moving in and out of the inner circle. So it is extremely hard for the teacher to evaluate the inner group, outer group at the same time based on what they are recording, but based on the discussion, plus keeping a track of who is being part of the discussion or not. In contrast, when we look at the Blackboard, oh, it allows professors to directly create an in-group and out-group on, online in a matter of seconds, which is quite, in contrast with the 15 to 20 minutes that it takes to readjust an entire classroom and give out instructions. Further, there is more substantial way of scoring the level of discussion through the number of hands raised and the quality of discussion that is being done, that has been happening um, during the discussion and so forth. Looking at the unique affordances of Blackboard, we I have identified a couple of things. Say, looking at its universal accessibility, where students with disabilities or students who are not physically in the classroom can participate in the discussions and be active member of the discussions. In As I had already mentioned before, raise your hand is one of the very unique affordances of Blackboard, which allows which takes count of the students who are being part of the discussion. So while the software is doing the job of counting the number of times the student has participated, all that the teacher has to do is focus on what is the quality of discussion that they are bringing forward to the table and what are the quality of the arguments they are bringing forward to the table. So it makes that further the results of me raise your hand, the data collected would stay for a longer time. So the teacher will evaluate where the students are and understand their stance on their topic particularly. Um, Moreover, Blackboard has a really amazing feature called Follow the Speaker. It has a follow the speaker layout which makes it really easy to know who is taking place. Uh, who's talking by placing the active speaker in the larger top space among up to 5 high quality videos in the conferences. So not just is the teacher able to see, um, you're not just is it not just others data being collected on who's speaking, but the teacher is constantly able to see and evaluate who is the part of the discussion and who is not being part of the discussion. Along with all of this, it really allows, Blackboard allows people to app share. There's a whiteboard and an annotator where they can virtually participate in the writing these tasks out or discussing these tasks out, and the students can join the discussion as such. So the teacher is also able to see everything that's happening on the screen. Mm, when I had to I was thinking when I had to think about the relevant learning theories to explain, I believe in this as the students are actively engaging in the content material by modeling, listening, taking notes, and actively processing the ideas and making affirmative or negative arguments. The term scaffolding refers to a process in which teachers model or demonstrate how to solve a problem within the student's zone of proximal development and then step back, offering support as needed. In this step, um, in Blackboard, by facilitating these discussions, where the inner group is facilitating a discussion and the outer group is supposed to switch in and out to truly understand these, not to participate in the discussion. I believe the teacher is using a method of scaffolding where he or she is actively building on students' knowledge, not just by making them um, read their previous content, but also ensuring that students get to hear one another's perspective and they also learn about and they also learn on how to perform this task of conducting a good discussion or making a good conversation by looking at other students.